All right, drawing number 2. Once again, I've got my border. I got my 2" by 2" starting point right here. You can go ahead and circle it if you want to. My name, all capitals, the period, and drawing number 2. Drawing number 2 is very similar to drawing number 1. It's 2 inches tall, 2 points to make a parallel line. Draw your construction line. Once again, a very light line that goes from border to border. 3 inches wide. Start at the 0. Measure 3 inches. Don't start at the edge of the scale. Start at the 0 on the scale. Remember, we're using the side 16. Draw your construction line. And it's very similar to drawing number 1. The height on the side of the picture is 1 inch, making the shape of an L, same as before. So that means it's 1 inch from the left side. Again, 2 points to make a line. And there we have our L shape, but on drawing number 2 we have an extra piece that we need to put in there, and it's 1 inch wide and 1 inch tall, that extra piece that's in there. So I measure over again 1 inch and draw my construction line. And there's your L and there's your extra square, and all you have to do is darken them in once you have that done. The shape is there. And remember, you want your construction lines to go from border to border. If they don't go border to border, you're going to have to measure 2 and 3 and 4 times to make sure you get your measurements right. So there's my L, and there's that extra square. Now, to do the top view, we're going to skip up 1 inch. 2 points to make a parallel line. You'll notice I'm doing that with each measurement that I make. And the height, or the width, is once again 1 inch. Now in the top view, it's not a square and a rectangle like in drawing number 1. It's in the shape of a P and another P that's facing it the other direction. So we have a little place in here that we need to put in, and it goes, this is where the ½ inch is. So we're going to measure down ½ inch. And remember, anytime you measure, draw that construction line. If you're willing to go ahead and draw the construction line, take the time to do that extra line. The rest of it will show up without you having to do any work. There's the P and there's the other P. Remember, nothing goes in here. This is no man's land. This is a vacant spot. So we have the outline, which is the same as last time, same as on drawing number 1. Which is in a rectangle 3 inches long and 1 inch wide. But then we have the shape of the P. So it's going to go down ½ inch, back towards the left at 1 inch, and then back down ½ inch. And you have a P and another P, or 2 9s facing each other, or something along those lines. To do the side view, we're going to skip over 1 inch, same as we always do. Measure over 1 inch, make a dot, do it again, 2 points to make a parallel line, and draw my construction line. If the width here is 1 inch, the width here is going to be 1 inch. So once again, measure over 1 inch. Draw that construction line. If you run into your nameplate, just stop at your nameplate, it's okay. And then when we look at it sideways, we have a square and two rectangles that are sitting beside each other. Those two rectangles are 1/2 inch wide and 1 inch tall. So I need to measure 1/2 inch. Remember, we're starting from here, so I go over 1/2 inch. I have 2 points now, one here and one there. I've measured it twice. Draw my construction line. And there you have it. The square at the bottom, the rectangle, and the rectangle. And all you have to do is darken them in. And so you have the two squares, which you had before, and this one gets darkened in. Square, rectangle, rectangle. And there's drawing number 2.